Hey, fellow Star Wars fans. I'm Mike, and you're watching Force Within TV. And today we're going to go over some news bites from Star Wars Rebels. And, I have some information about a comic book, Star Wars Rebels comic book, as well as Ahsoka Tano, and a lot of other just little small nuggets of news. So before we get into it, though, guys, if you haven't already, please head on over to the Force Within TV channel. Check it out, and if you like what you see, subscribe. As well, remember, there's going to be a question of the day at the end. All right, guys, so if you're like me, you probably want all the information you can get about Star Wars Rebels, especially Season 4. So, like I said, I got some interesting news here. Let's get into it. So if you've been following the channel for the last month, you know I recently discovered the Rebels Chat podcast, as well as the website where that podcast is hosted, the WookieeGunner.com. So the Wookiee Gunner website actually recently put up an extensive overview and roundup of Star Wars Rebels related news. So I found a couple of gems here, and I thought I'd share them with you guys. The first one being one of the more interesting snippets is from Ingo Romlin. Sorry, I'm probably butchering that. He shared new images on Twitter of a Star Wars Rebels comic that continues to be published in Germany. I'm pretty sure that one of the images here is Ketsu with Hera, Zeb, and Rex, and one of the one of these photos. So this might be a completely new storyline untold in Rebels, the actual Rebels television show. So, I mean, personally, I think this is very cool. I don't know why it's not being published more broadly. From what I've been able to tell, it's only in Germany right now. So hopefully it gets translated and we get to read it in North America. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. As well, guys, moving on, we have another story here, small but cool bit of information about how the 5th issue of the 6-part Marvel comic book miniseries, the Rogue One Star Wars series comic, has a brief shot of the Ghost when the Rebel fleet appears above Scarif. It's the image isn't much to look at here. I'm showing it to you, but personally, I can't afford the comic book, so I try and get as much information about them on YouTube. Star Raptor is a great resource for that, and I thought you might be interested in seeing this. Let's move on, though. Another piece of news. As you know, Star Wars Rebels won Best Animated Series for the 43rd Annual Saturn Awards, but what you probably didn't know is that Jennifer Moreau, the writer of Star Wars Forces of Destiny, recorded Dave Filoni's acceptance speech and posted it on Twitter. You can check it out in the video description. Filoni doesn't give any spoilers away for Season 4, but if you're a fan like me, you'd probably like to see the speech. Moving on to news snippet number 4. Also remember that we will be getting back some backstory to the Grand Inquisitor, most likely in the Marvel comic coming up. And remember, Kanan mentioned in Season 1 that Mustafar is where Jedi go to die, so I'm assuming we're going to get, see in this Vader comic some of that. We might even see some familiar Jedi faces, people we didn't see meet their demise to Order 66 in the Revenge of the Sith movie, so it could be very interesting and a bit of a tie-in there to Rebels, so remember to stay tuned to that comic. It's definitely one I've actually purchased. I can't keep up with all of them, but it's definitely one I'm trying to keep up with. Another bit of news here is the Dawn of the Rebellion. This is a brand new source book for Star Wars role-playing that features descriptions, context, and statistics for various iconic characters and vehicles that have appeared in Star Wars Rebels and Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. I mention this only because we really get a limited amount of reference books for Rebels, and most of those are watered down versions for kids, really. So I thought this might be something that you folks would be interested in checking out. Yes, it would include a lot of rules for the actual RPG, the role-playing game, but it would no doubt have lots of great imagery as well. So, as per usual, I've saved the best for last here. We got Lisa Grenshaw of SYFY interviewed Ashley Eckstein at San Diego Comic-Con, where they spoke about Ahsoka's future in Star Wars Rebels. This will be linked in the description as well, but my big takeaway here is that Ashley mentions at the end that the character Ahsoka still has a lot of story to tell. That was my big takeaway. And this is, of course, after Ashley has recorded her lines for season 4. So this seems a strong indication that Ahsoka will be returning and that she will be around for years to come. I mean, Ashley Eckstein is a fan. She knows how crazy Star Wars fans are. She knows, even though the Sci-Fi channel isn't widely viewed, and at the time of recording this video only had about 1,500, 1,500 views, she knows that she wouldn't want to mislead Star Wars fans. So it certainly sounds like Ahsoka isn't going to die in season 4. Or does it? I mean, she could be coming back earlier in the timeline, and there could be more stories to tell about her earlier in the timeline. There was always the rumored animation series that Dave Filoni had applied for that came out on Reddit a few months ago. I mean, totally a rumor, but perhaps Ahsoka does die and Ashley is just mentioning what is going to come. But it's actually previous in the timeline. So let me know in the comments below what you think about that, guys. And please check out the full list of these news bites, including much, much more, on the WookieeGunner.com. So question of the day here, guys, is what do you think Ashley Eckstein means by Ahsoka still has a lot of story to tell? Do you think that we're going to go back in time and learn a lot more about the Ahsoka character, or is Ahsoka going to live beyond season 4? I mean, we've talked a lot about season 4, but what about beyond season 4? Does she have a lot of story to tell beyond season 4? Is she going to be, just Ahsoka in the flesh running around as a sort of a Jedi, but not really a Jedi? Is she going to be some sort of Force goddess or something like the Bendu or the daughter? Let me know in the comments below what you think about Ahsoka after season 4, or do you think Ashley Eckstein is just mentioning what's going to come, maybe some sort of animation series? Thanks so much, guys. Love talking to you in the comments, so please let me know what you have to say down there. As well, guys, please check out the Thursday video, just posted yesterday, on why Star Wars Rebels doesn't suck. Please, I don't ask this very often, but it would be awesome if you guys could share that out on social media. It'd be nice to get it out there. There are several videos if you look them up on why Star Wars Rebels sucks, but I believe this might be the first of its type on why it doesn't suck. So let's get it out there and really get it noticed as well. That is the Community Thursday video, so make sure you're commenting. The question at the end of the video was, do you think we will see a Kanan as well as Vader rematch? Sorry, I almost forgot what I was. So Vader Kanan rematch at the end of Star Wars Rebels season 4. Do you think we're going to get that? So let me know in the comments on Thursday's video there why Star Wars Rebels doesn't suck. As well, guys, if you haven't been over to the Force Within TV channel, please check it out. Tons of Star Wars Rebels content, who's going to die, hidden messages in Star Wars Rebels, lots of information over there. So please head on over, and if you like what you see, subscribe. Thank you so much, and may the Force be with you always.